Sweden opened its borders to over 1.5 million immigrants since 2010, and now 20% of its citizens are foreign-born, and its education system is tanking, and it has Europe's highest rate of gangland killings. And one result is that the far-right parties are in the government now there for the first time. To which liberals say blaming immigrants for the rising crime rate is racist. Yeah, but is it true? Of course it's true. It's not a coincidence the quality of life went down after the Somali gangs started a drug turf war using hand grenades. Calling it racist doesn't solve the problem. It hands future elections to someone who will solve the problem and who, I promise, you're not going to like.
Hey, this your boy Belly. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, and you thought that last illegal immigrant video was bad? With him sexually assaulting a little girl? Oh, you haven't seen shit yet. Welcome to the Columbian killer who ICE let go at the border. Let's get into the video.
Needed to track some of the biggest top stories that we are following for you, and really a big one is a fugitive Colombian killer who was cut loose in the U.S. after crossing the border illegally, despite being convicted of murder and a slew of other violent charges back home. Immigration authorities have admitted. So this is a
Well, Biden, he wanted to take the best and bring him over here, didn't he? I bet this is one of the dudes that Biden was flying over here on the plane. He didn't even want to get his dude special privilege at the border. Nah, I'm just playing. This dude definitely got caught coming across the fucking border and they released him.
A big story that we are following alongside Fox News' William Lajeunesse, who is continuing to cover this story. We want to bring him in with the latest. And William, yeah, this is a story that is going to get a lot of eyeballs on it.
Well, I'll tell you this. So ICE made a mistake, and today they fell on their sword and they admitted to it. So you got to give them some credit here. But what it does show is something we've been talking about for years. Despite these assurances about vetting people and background checks by the Biden administration at the border, you know, when you're apprehending and processing 5,000 people a day, there are going to be mistakes. Case in point, 49-year-old Efren Vargas. He was.
Why are you processing 5,000 people at the border every day? Close that shit. Remain in Mexico. Why not keep Trump policy? It's because these people don't want to make America great. I don't know what it takes for you people to see it, man. They hate us. They don't want us to have no lives. They don't want us to own shit. They don't want us to be able to afford shit. They want us all living 50 people in the house, riding in one car with gas $50 a gallon. So we all ain't going far. We all better be going to the same fucking place. And they want us all sharing a fucking cockroach sandwich. Cutting 10 so everybody can get one. You know, you don't want nobody having more than nobody else, man. That'll be racist. Xenophobic. Like, damn, man. This shit really has me considering, man, just leaving the country, just going abroad, going somewhere else, honestly.
He was wanted in Colombia for murder and theft, and he was sentenced to 17 years in prison in Colombia. However, even with that criminal record, he made his way to southern Arizona, San Luis, and entered illegally in November. Now, the Border Patrol apprehended him. They saw.
How did he get sentenced to 17 years in prison and then not go? It's because Colombia prison dumped at our border too. Fuck, you release somebody that's already sentenced. They doing this shit deliberately.
All the warrant and transfer.
Well, you know, everybody already knew the Bidens Democrats definitely was doing this deliberately. But I'm talking about these other countries. He must be paying these other countries to send these people here. Gotta be.
Referred him to ICE for deportation. Now, after a few days, ICE mistakenly released him with a notice to appear in court. Last week, agents, however, they found the mistake and they found him living.
Look at him, man, just lit on the fucking ground. No care in the world.
him with a notice to appear in court. Last week, agents, however, they found the mistake, and they found him living in Western Massachusetts. Sources say the process,
living in Western Massachusetts. Wow. Massachusetts love taking in all the fucking criminals, man, and giving them a good ass life while ruining the life for the people that was born there. Like, Massachusetts love that. They shit on all day natural born Massachusetts residents for illegals and criminals. It's like, I don't know, it's like, it's just a place for that. It's like criminal fucking, like, Universal Studios mixed with Disney World. Like, what?
Isn't foolproof unless a home country provides the U.S. with a real-time electronic access to their criminal database, or a partner country provides travel data, say Mexico, if he was entered into their system. Sometimes people are showing up at the border and we have no idea who they really are. And there's no biometrics to say, confirm they are who they claim they are. In this case, however, Border Patrol caught it. ICE did catch the error and thankfully picked him up before anything untoward.
Wow. This dude was in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Insane, man. I have family and stuff there. I have little cousins there growing up and everything. And fucking Biden is sending his foreign serial killers to these cities and towns, man, that our family and stuff is in. How fucking crazy is that?
Toward happened to the people of Western Massachusetts. The problem is some agencies just don't have the data that they want, and they slip through the cracks. Mike?
Yeah, it's so important to talk about that and really talk about also the political, the red tape that there's so many government agencies that have, and really maybe sharing information. How fast can information be shared between entities so you know when these people are coming in? Hey, let's flag them right now.
Yeah, well, one of the big problems right now is the number of NGOs that are involved. These are technically nonprofit religious charities by and large, and they're not tied into the databases that we're talking to.
And that's the big problem. Just like how the Biden regime are using all these paid influencers, celebrities, rappers, and all the other shit to, tweet for them and be mouthpieces for them. Those are paid ads, but they running them through nonprofits. So they don't have to let it be known that it's a paid ad, which is illegal in my opinion, and he's using taxpayers' dollars to fund his campaign. And that's what they're doing here. They're using nonprofits to do all their dirty work. So it ain't no trail. I've been telling people that.
Sometimes people are released, and then these NGOs take them and they fly them to different cities, and that city doesn't know what they really have in their hands. Again, because you come over the border, you drop your passport or whatever ID you have, you go to the Border Patrol and they go, what's your name? And you give them a name, but your fingerprint isn't on file because you haven't been admitted to the United States previously, right? So we don't have any fingerprint or biometric data on you. So you got a DOB, a date of birth, in some foreign country, and we have no way of checking that out with, say, obviously Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba, in many cases, some of these Latin American countries, we don't have the data. Now, Colombia, we are a friendly country with them, and they're one of the more advanced ones. But this guy came from a mountain town in the Andes. They're working on paper, not electronics, so there's a good chance that we don't know what his criminal history is. And the agencies are trying to handle this kind of thing. Luckily, they caught the error. Granted, they didn't. They let him out. They shouldn't have. They didn't want to. They did. And luckily, they found him before, again, any damage was done. But it just goes to show how many people are living in this country who
how do they know no damage wasn't done? I need to check the news out that way and see if some bodies popped up recently.
shouldn't be here and who have a criminal past.
Yeah, that's so true. And lastly, William, obviously this is a political year. We have an election in November. How fast does something like a story like this, when it's in the headlines, and we continue to talk about it as well, but it's in the headlines, how fast does like the RNC get a hold of this and make sure that come closer to November, stuff like this is discussed and also in political ads?
Well, you know, if it had a different ending, like the girl in Georgia.
I don't really care if it's in political ads. This shit needs to be stopped and corrected. Like, how many people gonna die from fentanyl? How many kids gonna get kidnapped and stolen, and trafficked, and raped and killed by these immigrants, or punched in the head? They punching kids in the head for no reason, like weird shit. It's already gone too far, but how we gonna correct it, man? How we gonna peel this shit back? That should be the only concern. Fuck ads and all this other stuff. What's the real solutions? I'm tired of hearing all this other. Only thing you get is complaining from these people. Congress, all these fake ass Republicans and Democrats. They're just completely anti-human, anti-American. And you got these fucking dirty, corrupt Republicans voting with them, getting paid with it. It's only a few people in Congress that are actually America first, and they have no power at this point. Especially with Trader Johnson at the speaker. That dude is a real kind artist. He had everybody fooled, didn't he? That shit is crazy. Serial killers, man, in Pittsfield. Disgusting, man. Y'all seen it like I seen it. I'm out.